Elgato has done it again. Well, before I continue, let me take these off. I am indoors. But they have innovated yet again on a product that seemed to be already pretty much perfect, and then they just take it a step further, and then they take it a step further, and they've done that again with their Stream Deck lineup. Before we go any further though, I'd like to thank the sponsor of this video. Owned Pro is a revolutionary streaming tool with everything you need to run your streams, as well as access to all the Owned Stream graphics packages. Yes, that's right, over 600 professionally made stream packages that can be loaded directly into OBS through their OBS plugin, making your entire stream setup take only a few minutes. Own Pro has also teamed up with Epidemic Sounds to include copyright-free music and sound effects you can use on your stream worry-free. So check out the link in the description of this video and use code EagleGarrett at checkout to get 50% off a Pro plan today. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Stream Deck is this bad boy right here, and I've got my original Stream Deck that I've had for probably about 5 years now, and this is basically a controller. So for instance, if I want to turn things on like a little camera of myself down here, right, I can do that by pressing a button if I've got it set up the right way. I use this Stream Deck all the time with my live streams on Twitch, and I stream over there full time, and this thing is an integral part of my everyday production. But just because this is pretty much perfect doesn't mean Elgato stopped there. They came out with both a 6-key version and a 32-key version of the Stream Deck, the Stream Deck Mini and the Stream Deck XL. And they took it a step further because they realized people needed more than 15 buttons in a lot of applications, and they didn't want to set up a bunch of folders like I have. And it's actually a lot easier when you have more buttons, so you don't have to keep scrolling through folders and things like that. But the reality is that this works great. So how are they going to improve on it? Well, knowing Elgato, they have definitely done that. And I am going to show you what has happened next. They brought in this guy, the Stream Deck Plus, which we were just doing that little intro on. But they sent me this to review, so we're going to go and pop it out of the box here, plug it in, talk about it, and kind of compare it to the original Stream Deck. This is the original right here. Like I said, I've been using this thing for a long time, but I'm wondering whether the Stream Deck Plus will either replace this Stream Deck or whether I'll end up using them together. And I have a sneaking suspicion I'll wind up using both, but I don't know. If this thing does everything I need it to do, maybe we'll condense down from this Stream Deck and we'll just have one Stream Deck. So anyway, the original, just buttons, either 15, 32, or 6 if you get the small one, and they do all kinds of stuff. And I'll show you this really fast. If I go over to my lighting, for instance, I can set up keys for all my lighting. I can turn lights on and off. I can change their brightness value. I can change their temperature, but I have to set up a button for each thing. And then when I want to, turn a light on and off, I press the button. If I want to like increase the brightness of the light, I have to, tap the button over and over again to get it up to the level I want. So there's things like that you can do on this Stream Deck, but the new Stream Deck Plus has some features that should make that easier. So let's go ahead and put this Stream Deck down here to the side. We'll be using this throughout this video, and I'm going to record this video live using my top-down shot and using my Stream Deck. So let's go ahead and open up this box, and we'll take a look at what's inside. It looks like there's a little cover here with your instructions in it. All the Elgato stuff. Yeah, there it is right there. Stream Deck Plus, it gives you the instructions, kind of tells you how to set it up, plug it in, very simple stuff, but it's nice that it comes with that. On top of that, we've got the Stream Deck Plus. There it is, that beautiful bad boy right there. Let's go ahead and pull this out of the box, and I will tell you right now, it is definitely chunkier than the 15-button model. Wow, that is definitely a bigger device, but I like it though. I like it. Okay, so we got some nice tactile knobs down there at the bottom. It looks like there's a screen right here, which, spoiler alert, that is actually a screen. And it's got some touch functionality, which we'll talk about here in a minute. And then also these buttons press in. I don't know if you can hear that in the microphone, but it's kind of clicky tactile feedback. And then every time you turn one of these knobs, it has like a little step rotation. So I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I can show you this. But if you turn it, it steps around, so you actually feel the steps themselves, which is actually kind of nice. The buttons themselves feel a lot like my Stream Deck buttons, maybe a little bit more like, I don't know, they actually feel a little bit more tactile than my original. Of course, it could be that I've broken this one in, so I mean, I don't know, but this looks really nice. This is really nice, legit. I like that. So there it is. The stand is built in, it looks like. And so just from the looks of it, this is screwed into here. You could probably take those screws off, and I think I've seen people pull these screws out, and then this whole thing comes off, and then this would just lay flat. But because of the USB Type-C plug-in right here, you're not going to be able to lay that flat on the desk anyway. So the only reason you would take this off is if you wanted to mount it on a stand. Otherwise, you're just going to leave this on there. And I don't think... Oh, wait. Actually, there's a cable in this little hole in here. And it's a braided... Look at that. That's a braided cable. That actually looks pretty nice. I like that. So you get a braided cable with the Stream Deck Plus. I don't think there's anything else in there. So let's go ahead and slide this stuff back in. But there's the quick unboxing of the Stream Deck Plus. Pretty nice. So it's a pretty simple device. And if you compare it to the size of the original Stream Deck, now this is the original with like the adjustable stand on it, which I actually really loved, the adjustable stand feature. And this is the original version of the Stream Deck. Now they have a new Stream Deck that's 15 buttons that just has basically a magnetic stand that does not ever change positions. But the original had a lot more customization. I actually kind of like having the flexibility here. The one thing that we're going to miss on this is that flexibility. So this is going to be literally just right here at this angle. It's not a bad angle, okay? It's not a bad angle. It actually works pretty well on your desk. I mean, I would probably have it about this angle anyway. And I think that's probably also because of the screen down here at the bottom. The screen probably, you know, is more visible. And we'll check this out here in a minute. It's probably more visible if it's tilted like this. So we're going to plug this in and turn it on, get it plugged up to the Elgato software, the Stream Deck software, and let's see what it's all about. Okay, so I've got the cord plugged into the computer. Snap that in there. And let's see. Okay, so after getting this thing plugged in and playing around with it for a second, as soon as I loaded up the software, it asked me if I wanted to bring all of my buttons and configurations from my other Stream Deck over into this Stream Deck. So I hit yes, and it has brought over all of the icons, and these buttons actually work. Now, I don't have all of the buttons because on the original Stream Deck, there are 15, and on this one, there are 8. So I'll have to go through and do a little bit of reorganization, but at least it brought the buttons over so that I have a place to start, and it's not going to be starting from scratch if I want to start using this Stream Deck instead of my other one. So let's go ahead and switch on over to the software here. And as you can see, I'm still in the profile for my original Stream Deck. Now, if you'll notice, if I go up here to Stream Deck and I click on this, I now have Stream Deck and Stream Deck Plus. You can actually have multiple Stream Decks plugged into one computer. And if you click on the one that you want to edit, it takes you right into the Stream Deck Plus or whichever one you're using, right? If we go to the Stream Deck Plus, you'll notice that now this looks like the actual Stream Deck Plus interface, right? You've got the screen down here, you've got your 8 buttons up here at the top, and then you've got the knobs right here. Now over here on the right hand side, there's actually 2 different categories that you'll be able to choose from. The first one is the normal set of categories that you have and all the features you have for the original Stream Deck for the buttons up here. But then on the right side, if you click on dials, this is going to give you all of the things you can do with these dials down here at the bottom of the Stream Deck Plus. So, for instance, you can do a dial stack, which I think is a really cool feature. If you drag this onto one of these dials, let's go to dial number 1 here. I can stack multiple different, you know, uses for a dial under one dial. So if I wanted to do a brightness setting, for instance, then I could put brightness there as the first stack. Then I could do, let's see, temperature. We can do that for the second stack. And actually, this brightness, Stream Deck brightness, this is the Stream Deck brightness for the Stream Deck itself. So we're going to also grab the adjust brightness for the control center, which is what our Elgato key lights are plugged into. Now, what's cool about this is if I go back to my Stream Deck, you'll see that we have a dial stack right here. And if you look at my Stream Deck itself, you'll notice that down here at the bottom underneath this first knob, there's now something that pops up on the screen. It says brightness. And so I can actually turn the brightness of the Stream Deck itself up and down by using that knob, which is really cool. But check this out. If I press this knob, because I did a dial stack, it's going to switch to my light's temperature, right? And so I can actually adjust my key light's temperature using this, which is actually really, really cool. And then if I press it again, it's now going to go to the light brightness, which is at 30%, but I can crank that bad boy up as much as we want, all the way to 100, or bring it back down to 30. And so I can actually scroll through and adjust individual features of my lights or whatever I've got stacked on these knobs right here just by pressing through, and it's just going to scroll and rotate through whatever settings I've set up. And I also love the fact that you can turn the Stream Deck brightness down, so if I want you guys to see those icons much better, I can just turn that down a little bit, and now they're going to show up way better on camera, right? That is a really cool feature. Now, back in the software here, you'll also see that each one of these, like this is kind of sectioned off. So each part of the screen here is going to be a different button. So for instance, if I wanted to use a hotkey on the screen, I could drag this hotkey over here. Let's put it on dial 2. That if you'll look underneath this where it says press or tap, I can assign a keystroke or anything to this press or tap, and this is going to allow me to put a hotkey under the screen itself. So if I have this set to the comma, then if I tap the screen of the Stream Deck, it's going to blink right there. I'm tapping the comma button. Now, if I was to pull this up in like a notepad, okay, and I press this button on the screen, it's going to put commas in Notepad. So this is a really cool way to use this. You can actually assign to the screen, you can assign it whenever you tap it to be a hotkey. But I can also assign the knob underneath it. You'll notice right here, I can assign the knob to rotate counterclockwise or clockwise. That's what the CW stands for, right or left. I can assign those different functions. So like I said, not only can you press the knob, right, or you can press the screen to be a hotkey, but you can also turn it right or left to do other things. So for instance, let's assign a different keystroke to this one. We're going to assign spacebar, and this one's going to be a Y. So now, if I let's say I rotate right, it's going to be a space. If I rotate left, we're putting the Y key in there. And you can just see that if you use this in conjunction with something like OBS or any kind of broadcasting software, then you could have a hotkey when you rotate left. You could have that be a hotkey that transitions, you know, from one scene to another, and then if you turn it the other way, then it's going to you know, do some kind of other effect. I mean, you can really play around and customize this thing. You can even have these knobs, you know, raise and lower your OBS volume and things like that. So very, very, very cool feature. The knobs make it where you could also use this to be an audio mixer for Spotify, for if you have, you know, the Elgato Wave stuff, which actually this Elgato Stream Deck Plus comes with Elgato Wave software, so you can control the Elgato Wave software using the Stream Deck Plus, and you get that software for free with the device. So that's another huge feature. If you want to do all of your audio mixing and that sort of thing with the Stream Deck, you can set up a page to do that super easy. It's very, very cool. So let's say that I want this set of keybinds right here, and then I hit plus, and I can set up a whole new set, and we want to do another you know, dial stack right down here. Get that dial stack set up. We're also going to do maybe a hotkey up here. And so now check this out. This is what's really cool about this. On my Elgato Stream Deck, if I want to go between what I just set up and the last page that we were using, I can swipe on the screen there, and it's going to transition between both scenes, right? But you can go through 10 of these, and I think that that is absolutely incredible. In fact, let me just put a couple different things on here. Okay, so now we are back at the starting page, and you can see as I swipe through, it's changing to each one of these pages that I just put a whole bunch of icons on, right? You do have to, I don't think it goes all the way through, so if you get to page 10, actually, you know, it does. If you get to page 10 and you swipe again to the left, or, you know, go to that next page, it's going to take you right back to page 1. So that's kind of nice. And you can go from page 1 to page 10 by swiping as well. This is super cool, you guys. This Elgato is innovating again. I love this. And I know this is kind of a brief look at this, but if you mix this with the Wave software, you mix this with Spotify, you mix this with your, you know, your sub mixes through the Wave software, and then you've got this plugged in, controlling things in OBS. This is really going to be, I mean, this is going to be a solid offering. Honestly, if you don't have a Stream Deck at all, I would almost recommend doing this one over the other ones, especially if you plan on getting the Elgato key lights at any point, or you want to control your audio. If you don't have like an audio control system, this is everything in one. So you could get this one device, control your lights, control your audio, control your OBS, control everything that you need. and you don't have to get another device unless you just absolutely want more buttons. And then in that case, like I'm going to do, I'm going to use this in conjunction with this, and I'm just going to have even more buttons. Another thing I want to mention is that if you actually tap on this screen itself right here, that just turned my light. You can see the lights coming on and off over here on the side. That just turned my light on the right side off. So you can actually tap on, if this is set to control your light, you can tap on the screen, or you can tap on the button here to roll through if you've got like the multi, dial action set up. But if I just wanted to turn that right light off, that operates as an on-off switch as well, which is super cool because now you've got another option for controlling this light. I can turn it up and down for the brightness of that light, or I can tap it and turn it off. And then if I click this button again, it could go over to the brightness setting of my left light, and then I could tap it and turn it off and on, or I could turn it up and down. So you could control all of your lights from one dial. You wouldn't need to actually set individual dials for each one, and that would free up 3 more dials to be other things. And this one just controls all of your lights. And I may actually use it that way, or set up 2 dials for a left and a right light. But I wanted to show you guys that because, again, that was a really cool feature. This touchscreen right here is not only a scrollable touchscreen, but it's totally interactive. So you can tap on it and use it as buttons. There's 4 sectors. And you can even change out the background of this. So let me change out the background of this touchscreen and show you what that looks like. So they've got this really cool feature where if you come up here and you right click on this screen bar within the Elgato Stream Deck app, then it actually has either a set from file option where you can select your own background to set back there, or you can open the background library, and Elgato has given you a bunch of different preset really cool backgrounds that you can use for your Stream Deck just to get started. And so they've got some that are kind of gaming themed or retro themed, 80s synthwave, some landscape looking things. So I'm going to select, I kind of actually like this one right down here. We're going to select this one. And as soon as I select it, look what happens. It puts it in the background here. And then if you look at my Elgato Stream Deck, it's back there on the background of the Elgato Stream Deck as well. And so this not only, spices up, you've got all of the icons available that you can download from Elgato or put your own back there. But this also gives you something to start with on your, your actual screen bar. But as I was looking into this, and I'm going to go ahead and swipe through here, I started playing around with the integrated Stream Deck options they have within the Stream Deck app. And if you click on this little plus icon up here, this is something I haven't done very much, but not only do they have plugins available for the Stream Deck, which is tons and tons and tons of different things, but also they have icon packs where you can go through and you can like literally see, okay, there's a whole icon pack, this is what it looks like. You can download it to your Stream Deck. They've got some really cool ones if you want something a little bit like neon looking, But on top of that, I discovered 2 things that I never knew existed. And I don't know how I didn't know these existed, other than the fact that I just haven't been playing around with it much. But they have an entire music library on the Stream Deck application. And I looked on their website. This music is copyright free, which means you can utilize this in your content. Now, I did find out that if you do use this music in your content, you may want to go over here and link your account under this gear icon and then accounts, and you can actually link your YouTube account from here. And they say that you want to do this so that you can get on the whitelist for the Stream Deck, and that way there won't be any false claims or anything like that. But the music itself is copyright free, and they have tons and tons and tons. In fact, if you scroll down, this thing just keeps loading up more and more music. And you can just keep scrolling down. There's more and more and more. I never got to the bottom. You can go to genres right here and select the genre that you're looking for. You can also select the instruments you're looking for, or the mood that you're looking for. And then you can select the tempo that you're looking for and the duration of this song, whether you want it to be 4 minutes long or up to 4 minutes, or whether you're looking for just like a 10-second clip, and it will adjust and find you all of the music that is 10 seconds long, or all the sound effects that are 10 seconds long. So I didn't know this existed, but apparently if you download music from here, or you download sound effects, which they also have sound effects, you can bring these right into your Stream Deck like I did right here. And I brought a song into the Stream Deck that I'm gonna start playing for you. So I actually went in here, I said that I want it to start instantly, but I want it to fade out in 3 seconds. I turn the volume all the way up on it. I went to the dials icon, and then you go down here to the bottom and it says volume controller, manual detection. I literally dragged this over here and it manually detects if the Stream Deck is playing audio. So when I click on this, I can choose the step size of how much, you know, I want the audio to turn up and down. And what I discovered was if I play music, and let me just show you this from the actual Stream Deck point of view here. If I play music pressing this button right here, and hopefully this doesn't copyright strike us, but I'll hit this, it starts playing music, right? I can tap the screen to mute, okay? It's still playing the song. I can unmute, and then I can also turn it down from here. And then if I click this button right here, it fades it out. How cool. I mean, like with these knobs, it makes it that easy that you can actually bring in copyright-free music from your Stream Deck for free. This is all included. You can turn it up and down on the Stream Deck. I'm not even using Elgato Wave software, which is available with the Stream Deck Plus, but you can also just assign music things to these different buttons, you know, different audio tracks, press them, start playing. You can have another thing where if you press it again, it fades out. This makes this a fully featured audio player too. So if you got an intense moment in a game, you hit your button on your Stream Deck. If it's a little too loud, you adjust the volume, and then if you're done with that moment in your stream, you press the button again and it can fade out over, you know, a predetermined set period of time. This is so cool, you guys. I absolutely love this. And that's just one of the things that I found as I was playing around trying to figure out how to change the background. So I had to show you guys this as well because it makes the Stream Deck literally, with the knobs, the dials, and the buttons and the touchscreen here, the Stream Deck Plus, I gotta say, is growing on me quite a bit. The only suggestions I would have is have this stand be removable or adjustable, somehow adjustable, or it is removable with these screws, but make it like an easily removable stand like this one is, right? If I want the Stream Deck off of here, I literally just pick it up and I can move the stand out of the way. So that's something that this Stream Deck has going for it that this one that this one has going for it that this one doesn't, is that you're kind of locked into this stand system unless you unscrew it. But then if you unscrew it, you have to have some kind of mount because this cord sticks out of the back. So one thing I would like to see is, you know, you could put some kind of, you know, normal tripod thread on here, you know, or a boom arm thread or something like that, or just have this, you know, be magnetic where you can just pull it off and or slide it up and down or something to adjust the angle. I don't know how you would do that, but you know, that would be those are the only real suggestions I have for the Stream Deck Plus. Other than those things, I love this. In fact, this is something that I feel like Stream Deck has needed for a while, and I didn't even realize how much I would like having something like this available until I got this and I started looking at it. So if you're looking at a Stream Deck, I can officially say that even though I love my 15-button Stream Deck, if I was getting a Stream Deck for the first time and I didn't have one at all, I would go with this one right here. I would go with it. I love the fact that you have more buttons on this, but this one just has a lot more functionality. And this, if this was out when I bought this about 4 years ago or 5 years ago, whatever it was, I also had to buy like a Go XLR and all this kind of stuff to control my audio. If the Wave, you know, program, the Elgato Wave program and the Stream Deck Plus had been out back then, I would have gone with that. I would have still probably been using a USB microphone, and this would have controlled all my audio. It would have controlled all my effects. I mean, it's just too good. So there it is, the Stream Deck Plus. This is kind of an overview. If you guys want to see more videos like this going into more depth about the Stream Deck Plus, and like if you have questions about some of the different features or the way that it works, let me know in the comments below. I would love to help answer questions or make more videos on the Plus itself. I'm gonna keep playing around with it. I was literally figuring out things that I've just never played around with in the past, even though I've had one of these or the old version for a few years now. So I can make more videos on that. Let me know in the comments below, as well as your thoughts about the Stream Deck Plus. Are you gonna be getting one? Are you gonna upgrade? Or are you gonna get one for the first time? And then also, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button for me and the subscribe button, notification bell. It helps not only get this video out to more people, but also helps out the channel when you subscribe. So thank you guys so much if you choose to do that. And if you don't, thank you for watching either way. Also, if you want to check me out on Twitch, I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/EagleGarrett. So swing on by the stream anytime. You can ask me questions in there. You can also see the Stream Deck at work as I play games and hang out with our chat. We got a great community over there. You can also jump into our Discord server at discord.gg/flock and join us in an amazing server of over 21,000 people. And on top of all of that, you can find me on all social medias, Twitter being my main one. So hit me up on Twitter, follow me there for more information. But guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, rock on, peace out, God bless. And last but not least, look at all these camps. Dude, this is just like, bro, this reminds me of when New World came out a year ago. So much, dude. Look at this. This is awesome. Bro, it warms the heart, man. Makes you feel good. The game's back, baby. Jump back into New World. Don't delay. Do it today.